Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Divine Panther Presents. Today is a good day because we're discussing an outstanding limited series called The Penguin, which I say is one of the best mob stories I've ever seen. Not a comic book story. This is a mob story, okay, and a great mob story at that. And we're gonna get into it. I see a lot of comments, but we're gonna get to all that. But anyway, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to this channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end. We're going to talk about the Batman, and we're going to talk about the Penguin and the sequels that's going to happen from the Batman. And what does it mean for the universe? What does it mean for crime stories? What does it mean for HBO Max and all that kind of stuff? Anyway, sit back, enjoy the intro, and we'll do this already. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes, we're seeing the continuation of the Batman universe. I acknowledge that. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about what we liked about it. I love the story. Just to let you know, I did love the series, but we decided to do it as we knew it was one story, so we're gonna talk about it as one story. That's why we didn't do it week to week. I just want to see how it ended. But I see faces. But anyway, Kim, we'll start with you and work our way down. Kim, what did you think of the Penguin?
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Like, I enjoyed every single episode. The cinematography, the acting, the makeup on Colin. This is two different people. Okay, Colin Farrell is extremely handsome. The person he turned into, I believe that he was this person. And like, and his acting, all the emotions that this man had to give us, he hit it each and every single time. Sadness, envy, anger, everything that he needed to hit, he hit. The young man who plays Victor, phenomenal. I have to see him do more things, because he was, even with the stuttering, right? Like the nervousness that he had to portray that he doesn't have himself, excellent. The young lady who plays Sophia, phenomenal. She looked fabulous and she was fabulous. She did everything right. I don't really have anything bad at all to say about this. Everything that I have is positive. Like the mom, her acting. I've seen this lady in movies like forever, right? And this, I feel like she needs to be recognized for playing this character, because she did a really good job. Like her dementia going in and out and things like that. She was really realistic, and I loved her performance. Oh my gosh, there's so many people that I love their performance. So I mean, let's just say the whole cast. I had a blast. I loved everything. The ending, I was in tears. It made me cry. I was like, oh my God, right? But I understand that it's for a reason that these things had to happen. So thumbs up. Watch it twice if you can. It's really good.
Look at that. I love every time. I love how, Kim, you assume that I want you to find something bad about the show. You're like, David, I have nothing bad to say. I didn't ask you to. But you're like, but that's what we do. That's what we do on this channel. But I appreciate, I acknowledge, like, no, David, I'm sorry. It's all good. Like, that's a good thing. that's a good. All right, Chris, you're up. What you got?
Yeah, I find it interesting, babe, with you saying that this is one of the best mob stories you've ever seen. I want everyone to jog their memory to 2.5 months ago. Mr. David here was like, fuck these shows. Fuck Black Widow. They had nothing to do with anything. Oh no, I'm not watching a show just like Venom. I didn't even sit through Venom. I just watched the end because you told me to, Chris. Because I'm not watching it. I'm not watching Venom without Spider-Man. So why the fuck am I going to watch a Batman villain without Batman? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Check the tape on that. That was Mr. David. A couple times actually. Now all of a sudden, this man did a 180. This man's a 180. All right, well, all right. I'm gonna let you live now, because I'm glad. Now you need to have more faith in us when we say this is when we have spinoffs. But no, all right. real stuff. It was a really good show. I thought it was really really deep in a lot of parts. I really thought Colin Farrell threw himself in there. It kind of threw me off watching stuff at the end with him talking. I'm like, what are you, executive producer? And, you know what I mean? Because like you just hear his accent, you see, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, you're the main star. You know what I mean? That's how deep he was into the character. I love the big changes they make with the character, the Penguin. I love that they grounded him so much. They did not give him an umbrella that shoots the shotgun out of the top of the umbrella. They did not make him have telepathic powers with birds, or you know what I mean, and stuff like that. They didn't go too crazy, you know, having little penguins walking next to him. They didn't go that far, you know what I mean. Matter of fact, he hates the word penguin, like someone called him penguin. So I love the fact that he was just as grounded as you probably would have saw with like Heath Ledger, I thought, as the Joker. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I would even say, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix in the first Joker, you know what I mean? So, you know, so I thought it was really good. I thought that was really good. Yeah, the acting was really good. Oh my God, the last episode between him and his mother, man, that was that was some Class A shit right there, between both of them going, you know, while he's strapped to that chair, and she really tells him how she really felt. I thought, and it was just, I don't know, it was kind of poetic, even in the last episode. You know what I mean? Just the whole idea of just her being trapped by her own son, even after literally telling him, hey, you see, like, don't let me become a vegetable. Like, end it if you see him a vegetable. And he was like, no, he's so broken about his, you know, inside of him, and he knows he has to get the appreciation that he deserves, that he is willing to make his mother suffer in order to mentally think to himself, this is what I need to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, and even the whole scene with Victor, I thought that was kind of poetic. I know a lot of people said they hated that scene. I thought that was perfect. I thought that was the perfect thing, even though, and I love when shows and movies do this, where you take a character that is very, very much loved, and you think, oh, this person's going to go the distance. But the thing is, though, that's too predictable, right? And this is like, it's like one of those things where anytime you just don't know what's happening, and you see that right here, all of a sudden Victor just gets it at the end, in the sense of, and it wasn't just that he just gets killed, it was just the rationale of him being so loyal to this man, right? But Oz literally being smart of why he did it. You know what I mean? He is the weakness. Victor is his weakness. He is like a family member to him. But then also, he's also like a lieutenant. And we saw what the other lieutenants did to them, you know, turned against, you know, the ones up top. He was like, yo, Vic can do this to me. But more importantly, you make me weak. Like, and I got to get rid of that. So, and now he is the Penguin that everyone knows. But the number one reason why I love this show, there was no fucking Batman in this. There was no Batman. Everyone knows how much I can't stand Batman as a character. I love that there was not even the dude's name. I think like they said his name very, very briefly in the very first episode, like in the credit things, like Batman, like a couple weeks after the Riddler thing. And then we saw the little silhouette of the little gay spotlight thing at the end. You know what I mean? You know, no. But give me more of the stuff without Batman. I'm good. You know what I mean? I hope they don't do a second season on this. The way it ended was just too good. You know what I mean? Don't do a second season. Just go right to the second Batman movie. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe explore a different villain. You know, I'm trying to think of another. I mean, I can't think of another villain that's as popular as Penguin that also would make sense. You know, obviously you can't do Joker. Joker's already overdone. You know what I mean? And unless you go do like Selene Kyle, but I don't know if Zoe Kravitz is available to do all that. You know what I mean? There's maybe other avenues you can do, but you don't go for someone who has superpowers. Don't do like Poison Ivy. Don't do Clayface. Don't do Killer Croc. Maybe Dr. Freeze, even though I don't know. No, don't do him either. Arnold destroyed him. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I thought it was really good. Good job, HBO. This is what we love to see. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Don't worry. I heard what you said. I'll get back to that with my turn. Jamani, please. You have the floor. What you think of the Penguin?
Yeah, I thought that it was very like it was better. How is this better than Power? And this is like based off of comic books. Like this, like it is more grounded in reality. Even when she was like gassing the whole house and then like dancing around afterwards and stuff. Like, and the actor who played like the underboss, like going from watching him in Lioness every week and him playing like the House of Cards type of character, like
Yes.
seeing him as like a mob boss or was like really different. So I thought that was cool.
Who are we talking about? Who?
Kelly. I think it's something Kelly. The
The underboss.
yeah.
Who? The underball? You talking about?
Falcon's
Yeah.
the guy who got
Johnny?
shot in the head.
Isn't his name
remember
Johnny?
Sophia
The
shot
guy.
him
Oh, in the
head.
beginning. Oh, the brother in the
His
beginning.
name is Johnny, right?
Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah, no, not the black dude.
Alberto.
She's talking
You're talking about
about the
Alberto.
white guy. I can't. Oh man, I'll find him.
No,
I just found him, but you're talking about the guy from the House of Cards. His name is Johnny.
There you go.
Yeah.
The character, but the actor.
Yeah.
Michael Kelly.
Oh,
There you go.
that underball. Okay, man. There's so many underbosses, man.
You're right, because everybody came up. Everybody
Yeah.
came
Oh,
up.
you're talking about the only one that survived the gas thing. That.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That, okay.
So
Yeah.
he got a bullet. Yes.
Yeah.
But Giovanni, please.
Yeah. I usually don't like when they keep doing like the backstories and stuff like, but this actually, the way that they actually did this actually made sense. And I'm like, yeah, like, you think that you're sympathizing with Oz throughout the series, and then like, was it like the last 2-3 episodes or something? He killed his brothers as a kid. And then, he kills Vic at the end. It's like, yeah, we made you like him just so we can make you hate him. And I'm like, I was just totally weirded out at the end. I was like, what? He has her dressed like he is the reason why all this happened, because she's the one who dimed him out. To what's her face? Sophia. And she would have never known to look at Crown Point
if it wasn't for
and
her.
Because he's the one who took them down to the tunnels and stuff like that. But they found him in Crown Point because she told them. And now at the end, he's dancing with her and has her dressed up like his mother and is like, what? Like this? I was like, is this Psycho now? Like,
that would be him dressed like his mother. But I hear where you're going with that, and I felt a little bit of that, but that's why I take it to Boardwalk Empire. For that. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But I see what you're saying with that. I definitely was like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, if you end it like that, there is no season 2. Like who the hell is going to be on board with seeing that for a whole other season? Like, I don't. Yeah.
No, there's not. But this is a limited series. It's not coming back again.
Yeah, they're prepping future movies because he's gonna.
Yeah, Colin will be in part 2 of the Batman movie as Penguin, but that's it. It's not. Yeah.
I don't see Colin Farrell going through 5 hours of makeup every day to do another season.
No, he said it's going to take him a year to actually get back in makeup.
Yeah, I'm like, with this is like better than Nutty Professor and the Clumps and all that type of stuff. This is like he could
makeup wise. He's talking about the transformation.
Oh, the makeup. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what? Like,
well, you gotta take it back. With that, you gotta take it back to Coming to America if you're gonna take it to that level.
What about Thinner? What about the Stephen King film Thinner? I really thought that dude was a fat dude. I thought he was really
Thinner?
fat.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
This is like, whoever does the makeup for this can like make a side job. Like there should be a TV show on that where like they go and commit robberies and all the like, because there's no way you can tell that that's the same person. And like, even with the voice, I didn't even know Colin Farrell was like Irish or something like that until I heard him talk. And I was like,
Yeah, all his life.
He have the Italian accent down so down pat.
He's an actor.
He's an actor, just like
Yeah.
every Brit that comes over here and plays an American.
That's
You're
right.
like, oh
That's
shit,
right.
what? Like
David.
Beth Dutton,
Stop.
who is British. Quite,
No, but acting is one thing, but being able to change your voice into something
I
else.
was going to say that's Jamon. That's a great point because, like I would say, even Idris Elba, fine. Idris Elba and as Stringer Bell in The Wire, great American accent, but he didn't have like that localized, like Central Baltimore, New York, like what I mean, the ones that everyone else kind of changed. This dude calling for no joke. You know how like. Now, granted, I will say this: I'm not from New York. I'm not Jersey. You guys are, from New York or whatever. But me being around, like I can generally tell watching TV when someone's just putting on kind of a fake New York accent. You know what I mean? Like I could tell it's like okay, you know what I mean? Or someone from Jersey that's not really. It was so hard with this. This one, like at times I was just trying to listen. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn. I was like, you know what I mean? Like
he had it.
got the region like pretty much spot on. You know what I mean? So
It's
even though
called an acting
was really
coach.
in Jersey, I guess.
Yeah,
mean, language
dialect.
Language.
Dialect,
Yeah.
I mean, to kind of
I like the way that the series started with. Yeah, this is like an accidental, impulsive murder. And it's just like, oh, fuck. Now I got to figure out how to get myself out of this. Like, and that was just the basis for the I guess you say like the pilot, because it could have been like closed ended or something with the way that it ended with him and Vic at the end, but then you have the rest of the other 7 episodes that went on. But yeah. And who thinks Julian Rush is real? Because that's basically the conspiracy theory out there.
Who is what?
Julian Rush isn't real.
Not that he isn't real, that he's Scarecrow. I saw. Well, too many people actually interacted with him, so like people saw him like in the room,
Yeah.
and like and so I would say I heard people thought he was intended to be Scarecrow, or the original character was supposed to be Scarecrow, because that's what I thought it was going to be. Because like, if you're going to Arkham, you're doing the psychological stuff. I'm like, this needs to be Scarecrow. If you're trying some type of effort to put this into the Batman world, he should be Scarecrow. But that didn't turn out to be anything. At least not for this series, because that was a great character, and I thought that could go somewhere, especially as a spinoff to this, as the next story. Like what happens to him with Sophia back in? He's dealing with her, but he's also out there in the street. He got a taste of the crime life, so maybe he wants to do his own thing because he has access to the drug. You know what I'm saying? So he could do that.
It would seem like it would only make sense for Catwoman to be the next one, since she got the letter at the end from Selena Kyle. So
I think at best she will be in one of the movies with her sister, but they ain't doing the whole show with just them.
No, it's gonna be. It's still probably be in the Batman Part 2. That's what I.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I thought. Because I did watch Batman before I started. I watched the Batman.
The Batman.
I started the series.
There's many of them.
Exactly.
But
yes.
I guess realistically, then I guess the question is, what would be if they decided to kind of keep on doing spinoff on a Batman Who's Who? Like, should they continue? Like, I mean, like, and then who? And that's why I was thinking about all the villains. I was like, I can't think of any non-superpowered villains that he has that has not already been overly done. You know what I mean?
Well, I think. Well, again, I think Scarecrow would be
maybe, yeah, Scarecrow. Maybe.
Because I mean, it was only that one character. So to see a more grounded version of him, and again, like would be awesome.
Right.
Even Two-Face could be done.
Oh yeah, Two-Face. That would be interesting. It would turn into like Your Honor, though. It would be like Your Honor with some some crime stuff.
But to see him slowly devolve into like I have to like into crime because it's not working would be something. I think that would.
Yeah. Okay. That's what. Damn, you just brought up two characters. I didn't even think about. That's right. Scarecrow. Yeah. HBO definitely got the budget to do Scarecrow, at least with like making people hallucinate like shit. You know what I mean? And then Harvey Two-Face. Dent. Yeah. Doubt. Yeah.
And then even Bane, if done from a not the super like Tom Hardy's Bane, like a realist, just a big guy, like that kind of like that's steroid. You can go to the Batman when Bruce injected himself with the testosterone, with the adrenaline shot, and he went off and almost killed that dude. They're like, that's the beginning of the Bane like serum. They were saying, so they could do that, and he could be like almost like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing, or like an Incredible Hulk type of thing. Like,
as long as they don't do Tom Hardy's accent, don't do Tom Hardy's.
No, that was too much, because you know
that
what
was a little much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think as long as they don't make Bane whimsical, which I guess it's HBO ain't gonna do that. I mean, because when you said Bane, my mind automatically went to the old school '90s films.
Oh no!
I was thinking of like the tubes and
no. But wait a minute. But again, if he was broken, right? If he was a broken hitman who needed medical assistance, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how they do it. It depends on how, but they couldn't even make that grounded. Like, he needs it to stay alive, but like it suits him up. But then what made Penguin such a good character, there were sympathetic angles to him. The mom made him sympathetic. Victor made him sympathetic. Like, he was a complicated character. Like, Bane is just a brute. Like at least the versions we've seen of him, right? Like, it would be hard for him to kind of flush him out, for him just to be a guy's guy trying to come up and that sort of thing.
No, you show him like when he's over in Latin America, and then him coming to America, you know, because that's the true Bane origin, you know what I mean? Like,
so it could, if you gave, you would have to give him that kind of those anchors. Those anchors.
His story was more like aligned to like Scarface type deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then kind of just take it too far. You know?
What about Ra's al Ghul?
He's too high profile. Like, he's
too complicated. I don't
know. I don't know. There's nothing sympathetic about that dude. Like, you ain't gonna be like, go rise. Like, you're gonna be like, you're waiting for him to get taken down.
And talk about timelines. Talk about time jumps. There'll be all kinds of. There'll be time jumps from 300 years ago, 400 years ago. Because Ra's al Ghul is like, what? How old is he? Like 800 years old or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, because he's eternal. So like that's a whole other. And again, we don't. So again, this connects one. This Penguin, Oz was in the Batman. So this is an extension of that story. So it makes sense that we're like, oh, remember that guy that Batman beat up?
Yeah.
This is what happens after that, because he's standing in the tower like he's going to be part of that power grab that they talked about. So it set it up already. You know what I'm saying? So like that makes sense. Like you saw the random Joker at Arkham. So Joker's been done way too many times.
Black Mask. That's who they can do. Black Mask. He's a good Batman villain. Black Mask and Hush.
I feel like they would have to introduce him like maybe Batman 2, and then they can come back to this. And like to be like we're just gonna randomly do it, it would not look as connected as this was, I would say. Because you're like,
oh, you mean like not in the same universe, or what do you
No, I'm saying like, yeah, they would have to like put a character in the movie like they did. You show them the movie, and then you come at like again, they're taking the Marvel road. Take a character that people know cinematically, and then kind of bring them down, and then they did much like kind of expand them, and then we go back to the movies, like what was supposed to be the plan anyway. For at least how Marvel was supposed to do the live action series, which never really worked out. But but that's what they're doing with this. Like, I think the success of this character is why he's gonna have so many scenes in Batman 2. And he signed up, I think, for 2 more Batman movies. So this he's gonna go the distance for a while. But it's well deserved. But anyway, come on, let's get to the comics, because DeMarcus has been on this shit for a while. Why didn't Vic grab Oz where Francis stabbed him? That's a good point. That when he was choking him out, maybe Vic will still be alive. I mean, yes. I mean, it's always hindsight. I mean, he didn't think his mentor would be killing him in this particular moment. His only family, really, at this point. And they wanted us to see. I mean, Oz is not a good dude. Like, he's not like. I knew, like, you talk about predictable. Like, I was like, Victor's gonna die because the Penguin doesn't have a sidekick. So this ain't a thing. Like his story will end one way or the other.
That's what I thought about. I was thinking about Breaking Bad, because they said that they were gonna kill Aaron Paul off, and then the writer's strike happened, so they ended the season real quick, and then they were like, yeah, people like the duo, so they kept them on. But like, yeah, I saw them killing. Like, you can't. This is not a, like a Breaking Bad situation, an old guy and a young guy together like that.
But again, it's because this is a known character. Like Walter White was made up. Like, and as we were going along, like, they didn't take a known character and give him a sidekick and think we're just gonna accept that. Like, No, Penguin is Penguin by himself. You know, so I was like, this whole Victor thing is just is to give him an anchor, but that dude's gonna go. So I mean, I thought he was gonna take a bullet from him, but not only did he kill him, he robbed him. Like Oz ain't shit. Like I was like this dude. I was like this. Sophia is better version of Claudia from Force.
I figured he robbed. I thought he robbed him just to make it look like it was just being robbed by some random dude.
No.
I was like, why would he rob him? He know he ain't got no all the money he gets is from him.
Because he's an asshole. Because I
know he's an asshole, but like even
Chris,
I even Charles Manson's girls did not rob. It was like you know what I mean? Even though they did the most heinous stuff, they didn't even do the rob.
He killed his own brothers, Chris. Like this ain't to do. Like he's not worried about anyone investigating.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying
that.
like, oh, how dare him rob him. I'm just saying he a broke. It just seemed weird, dude. You already got the world. Like, what you need some $10 for? It just seemed weird.
One, he took his money back. One, you got to think, to your point, that was his money. So he's like, well, you're not going to need this because you're dead. So I'm gonna take this money back. So I'm like, it's the.
At that point, it was a little bit more petty. At that point, I'm like, damn, man. I was like, all right, you already killed him. He dead. You got your witness out the way. Why you got to rob him too? You got to rob him on top of that? Like, because if anything, I thought, matter of fact, because I thought his murder wasn't like a vicious murder. It was more of a like in Oz's mind, it was merciful. He was being merciful with it, like, and that's why he didn't put a bullet in him. He didn't like try to mess up his face. Like he just choked him out, and then like but he first hugged, you know what I mean, and then choked him out, and he kind of explained, say, hey, I'm sorry, you were a good guy, you know what I mean, as he's choking him out. In his head, he was giving the best death that he could get in his mind. That's why I thought the robbing part at the end, I was like, oh, is he trying to make it look like he got robbed? That's why that threw me off a little bit, because of him rationalizing him.
But again, I feel like no, too. I think more he was saying goodbye to him, right? Like, this is a personal killing because I care for you. So he was talking to him the whole time. So it's really like he was like, goodbye, I love you, but no, but like, so it was more he wanted to have a conversation with the guy while he was killing him, and then when he was done, he was like, well, you're dead, right? So he was gonna let his mother get her finger cut off, so he wouldn't have to admit that he killed his brothers. Let's just acknowledge this, okay? So Oz ain't shit. Like, I mean, as much as he's done everything for his mother, he was gonna let that happen. So thank you. DeMarcus has been saying this for a while, so I want to acknowledge this. Yes, this is what Force should have been, because instead of Dahlia, you got Bliss. DeMarcus was like, wait a minute, is this Force? I was like, you know what? I see where you're going with that. And I would say yes. Oz will never know that Eve snitched. So thank you, DeMarcus. So
Batman 2, he will. Batman, he needs to take her out in Batman 2.
I agree with Chris that I thought the reason, as smart as he's supposed to be, he's a brains, not the brawn, right? He should have figured out that it was Eve that snitched him out. And the reason why he had her dress up like his mother was so he could get the acknowledgement that he wanted for his mother. And then he could kill this bitch. One, because you snitched on me. And two, my mom tried to kill me. So, like, I'm killing two birds with one stone. And I thought he was going to, like, shh, and be like, thank you, mama. After you told me you love me, after you told me you're proud of me, I don't need you anymore. And you're the reason why all this happened. And I thought that's how that was going to happen. So we can completely hate Penguin. But for him to be like, we're just going to dance the night away, I was like, this don't feel right.
But I felt like with his mom, I felt like he kept it. Remember, she asked him, if I become, like a vegetable, basically, right? Like she became, to go ahead and kill me, right? Instead of doing that, he kept her alive. And I felt like that one tear was like, I'm trapped in my body.
Oh, yes.
And that is not what I wanted. And he's punishing her for everything she said in front of Sophia.
See,
that's what I thought.
I think it's again like with the finger. He's putting his own desires over her. Like Chris brought it up too. Like, I need you to be here. I know what you said, but I need you to be here. I want you to see that I gave you what I said.
So he's just being himself.
Yeah. Think about it. He killed his own brothers because he had to have his mother to himself.
Yeah.
like, and you saw him when he opened up that van, when he thought his mother was underneath all the coats that Sophia left for him. You
Yeah.
saw how like he was like out of it. Like he went to war because thinking that his mother was going to get killed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
At that point, yeah. To anyone else, to your point, like anyone else will probably be like, yeah, I'm punishing her. Oz, it was like, no, I need you. Cause like I love you, I love you, I love you. I killed my own brothers because of you. I love you. I can't have you go. You know, even if I have to
Yeah.
look at it's like, see this? I promise you this. You got
You got the view in the penthouse, and this is
Well, let me
Kevin.
ask you a question. Everybody. I listened to a couple of other recaps, and they felt like his relationship with his mom. Like, I don't agree with this, but some people saw it as he was in love with his mom, like incest had happened. I don't think so. I felt like he was just jealous of the love she was showing to his brothers, and he demanded that she show him and only him, give him all her love, right? He didn't want to share it with his brothers, but I don't think it was incestuous. I don't think that at all. I think she was a lonely woman, and that she and her son played on that, because she fed into it. She knows what he did to the other boys, right? But she went ahead and acted like it didn't happen, and she, continued to raise him like nothing happened, and I do understand she did asked Rex to kill him when he was a child, but in all actuality, I kind of knew that wasn't going to happen because she didn't really want him dead, because then she'd be alone. So it's like,
I thought I definitely don't think he's in love with her, because if she was in love with her, then he would have always had Eve from the very beginning always dress up as his mother.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? He would always try to find someone that would look like his mother, but no, it's just. He just wanted the mother's love. Everyone else bullied him because of his walk. Like everyone was picking on him. You know what I mean? His mother just showed him love, and that he just could not get out of it. Some people were like, not only are they mother's boy, but like they just like mother's boy. You know what I mean? And it's just, and that's just what he was. You know, he wasn't. I understand what Jemani was saying with the whole Norman Bates thing at the, kind of esque at the end, but like kind of David was saying, he would have probably wore that dress of that if he was really like that. It was his psyche of trying to rationalize or to make him feel better and make him actually think in his head and try to trick himself into thinking, oh, no, your mom does approve of you. No, your mom did not try to kill you when you were really young. No, she didn't just stab you with that bottle. No, she does not think you're the devil. No, she's proud of you. She's proud of you. Like she told me that one time, she's proud of me. So she's telling this prostitute, telling Eve, tell me you're proud of me. Yeah. That's where he is, and that's how broken he is.
To your point, Kim, the point of crying was, I'm sure it was the point when he was at the hospital and he was like, Mama, I did it. And he was like, just touch me on the like this.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, I did all of this for you. Like, why can't you be there for me? Right. And it was like, and like the man just broke down. And then I figured that was gonna be the moment when he's like, I'm killing Victor. Like his mom was the only thing that kept him grounded in some kind of humanity. And once mom was out the way, he was like, you next, Victor, because I can't have this again. Right. So I felt like the sequence went well. But to put all this together, so the reason why I watched this show, because Chris was right, and I have not changed my mind. I did not watch the Joker. I did not watch the Joker 2. I did not watch Venom, and I still stand by the fact you don't make spinoff about sidekicks without the person that makes the sidekick relevant. Okay, the reason why I love this show is because of this. This became The Sopranos to me. Like this became like Boardwalk Empire to me. Like this was a grounded mobster show. Like Batman means nothing. To Chris's point, Batman means nothing. This was a grounded mobster story about a guy coming up, taking down two families to be the top dog, and he brought the criminal world together. That's what I was still watching this show. And at that point, Batman means nothing, and he meant nothing. Was like, so I'm like, as great as awesome as this show was, I felt like they could have did a show. They could have been like Sopranos 2024, a guy just coming up in the game and running this shit, like what Force could have been. Like that's what, and then they could have had room for Victor to live. They didn't have to meet a destination. Like in many ways, they had to meet the destination of Penguin being on top, Victor being gone, Mama being gone, because you got to get Penguin ready for Batman Part 2. And so it was like a prequel where you knew where it was going, but they could have had seasons of this show. Also, the maybe incest. I also felt like I know it didn't happen. I'm not saying it happened, Kim, but he was way too into his mama. Like when they're like, let's go out on the date, I was like, hey, a bit much. I'm not saying
an actual reality show, not to get off topic, but my daughter-in-law showed me an actual reality show that she watches where the guys are mama's boy to the fifth power.
Yeah.
They go on dates with their mamas. They are married men who they dress the same as their mother on a date with their girlfriends or their wives. Okay, this exists in our world. So
I love you, Kim, and so does incest. I'm not saying that it don't happen. I'm just saying like,
but they were spooning in an episode.
Thank you. Like I'm saying, so Kim,
Tommy and his mom,
and that's why, and they kissed on the lip. This is who Tommy should have been with the right writers, with these writers. This would force should. No,
you're basically proving Chris right about if Power was on HBO and all that.
I love hey, it's like, but I mean, I was like, then it would be a bet. No, truly, I was like, this is everything Force was supposed to be and did not. like I was like, even with Dahlia, with the mom issues, with one man with the will to take down not one but two fucking criminal enterprises and be the top man. Like he did it in 8 episodes. Damn it! like he was like done and done. And I was like, damn it! I was like, these writers are fucking up over there. Damn, I like Vic. He was a good actor. He was a great actor. He was sympathetic. I'm not gonna lie to you. The stuttering got on my nerves after a while. I'm like, let's get past this. Let's get past, like, especially
some people can't get past it
unless it was comic book required. Get over this shit. Like, get some confidence and get over this shit. But the scene where he should have got what he had the choice of going away with his girlfriend, like on the bus, that should have happened in episode 7. That should have happened right. Like you had that moment, and you said, "No, I'm staying here being a gangster with my new daddy brother." And then he gets murdered.
I thought that they should have like a flashback of that moment when he was getting choked out.
Like he remembered, but so we're both saying the same thing. They should have showed that he chose to be where he's at right now. Like he had a way out, and he just said, "No, I'm staying here with Oz," and he picked her, and he backed her wrong.
And you got to remember, he didn't just I left, like I let my girlfriend go, and I came back. It was I came back and I saved his life in the midst of that.
Yep. And he still got choked out and robbed. Oz got me walking around saying, "Ma." Like I feel like some Italians should be a little bit upset to be like, this is a stereotype, and because he committed, he was a stereotypical gangster. Like I felt like I was watching Goodfellas. I know these
being a New Yorker, they do talk like that. Italians do absolutely talk like that.
I'm not saying it is, but he's not Italian, and I feel like he just committed.
I think it's a matter of like,
where's the pizza? I'm waiting for the pizza.
Wait a minute.
No, it wasn't stereotypical. It was just cultural appropriation, because it's like, I'm surprised the Italians aren't like, there was a good Italian actor that could have been playing this part. Like,
hey, you know what? Eddie Murphy did it too. Anyway, no, again, I'm not saying he didn't do it.
Johnny Depp did it too.
I'm just saying. I just felt I was like he went a bit hard, but no, it was good. It was great though. I'm saying Sophia basically treated Gia like Carmine did young Sophia when Carmine killed Isabella when Sophia killed Gia's parents in the Falcone family. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things going on here. The young Sophia by leaving, I don't get it. Like making her an orphan. I'm trying to connect this. I'm trying to put that together. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of words going on. I don't know. But she did kill the whole family. And that girl's an orphan. I guess she's an orphan living in an orphanage, and like she also the Batman thing. Real quick. nothing to irritate him. Again, if you're gonna make this I want to do positives, and then I'll get to my irritations. It was very intense when Francis slapped and spat on Sophia and stabbed Oz.
Oh my God, that was intense. That was DeMarcus. First off, in my opinion, the nastiest thing you can do is spit in someone's face. I don't even like people who spit near me. Like, you know what I can't stand it. And it used to happen to me my entire life growing up in New York, where people, you know, they're just walking. All of a sudden you hear that, you know, that thing. And then all of a sudden they like you hear their mouth and then it flies, right? Stop it. It's disgusting. It's nasty. Yeah. But think about it going into your face. I was like, yeah, that whole scene was very well done though. It was really, really well done. But so if I was Sophia, I would have slapped the crap out of Francis. I had to slap her because that was nasty.
Thank you, Kim. So to their efforts to humanize these villains, like Sophia should have slapped that mama, cut off her finger, and been like, before we get started, here's your mom's hand. Now let's have a conversation. But they wanted you to care for Sophia. They wanted you to be like, she's a sympathetic kid, right? And I'm like, you went too far, especially when this man like destroyed you and your family, helped you, put you in Arkham, right? Like you really should put mom through some stuff, I felt. And so I, you know, with that. But
I think it was a matter. No, it was a matter of he was using.
So yeah, of course.
He felt that the mother was just like she was because of the secret of her father being the hangman, and you know the secret of him killing the brothers. So they felt like they were in the same boat.
But she spent a lot of time like, I'm gonna get revenge on Oz. I'm gonna do this to get out, and then you have the opportunity, and you're like, man, never mind. I'm like, it should. I mean, hurt her at some level. Again, we still got the whole coma thing at the whole vegetable thing at the end, but she should have hurt her. I still would have respected.
I'm like,
as far the finger was taken off of her own brother. The finger was taken off her own brother. Like that should have been the same deal. You know what I mean?
So it's exactly a finger for a finger. So like at the minimum. A minimum. So like the only person who stood by her when she was in Arkham, like that minimum. But at that point, again, I did not see her living. I did not see that coming. That's the one thing I didn't see coming when he took her out there and put a gun to her head. Would look like I was like, oh, she about to get it. And
I knew she wasn't gonna die because when he made the deal with the
councilman,
it was, we need somebody to blame for all of this, and you can't really blame a dead person. So it's like, that's why you're gonna
blame a dead person.
You absolutely can blame a dead or blame her, and then they can't fight back, right? They can't be like, it wasn't me. So you actually could. It would actually be easier. It'd be easier.
I was about to say Tariq did that in book 2. I mean,
that's right. It's like we've been.
If you blame your dad one more time, damn
it. So, but I mean, like, but again, it was a great moment, and I hope this is because she's coming back, right? Like maybe her and her sister are teaming up, and that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But I hope they weren't trying to use that to humanize Oz. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that they're humanizing Sophia because she didn't kill the little girl who saw her with the mask, who basically knows that she was guilty. He had more reason to kill the little girl than Oz had to kill Victor.
Yeah. But that's family though. So that's different.
He didn't really want to kill her.
Yeah, that's family. So that I would say that's a little bit more different than cutting off Francis's finger. Like that's a more proportional response to what happened to the brother, which started this whole thing in the first place. I mean, for the record. So like that would have been something. Lorenzo played Castello's Sophia's right hand. That was crazy. Was priceless, but didn't survive episode 2. That man just can't catch a break, but he can't catch a bullet.
I'm like, I feel like he left Power and was like, I want HBO now. And they was like, here goes the second script.
I hear you. No, I think he just got another job because he kind of thug look to him. And like, it helps. But I'm sure he was gonna get killed off. Ghost either way. Oz was very impulsive when he was belittled, expected, except when Francis belittled Oz. So I mean that's his mama though. You know what I'm saying? So he can't react the way like he does to other people. But so even with the penguin thing in the Batman, he didn't mind being called the penguin. I mean, he was referred to as such. Like this one, like he took it very personally. And so they made the character a little bit different. The best rating of any comic book TV show in the past 10 years, a non-woke agenda, pure.
I don't know if he's making up stats. I'm trying to think what happened in 11 years ago. Like what came out 11 years ago?
I think these are
like,
actual things. But
Catwoman, maybe Catwoman came out around that time. Maybe.
Yes, but to your point of wokeness, there was a lot of strong women in this. Like Sophia was definitely a strong woman character. I mean, I would say, and
I would say right before this, I'll say the best DC or comic book adaptation they had before this was Peacemaker. Peacemaker, even though it was different, and that was also HBO. And they have a season 2's coming out soon too.
Yeah, this next year.
That one, is a little different type of show, but still very, very good. Ooh, that'd be awesome. We saw like maybe somebody from Penguin. Hey, Flash and Aquaman showed up in Peacemaker. Why not? So
I didn't expect that to happen, Chris. To your point, but thank you for bringing that up because again, okay, look.
Here we go.
And I loved it. I love this show as a mobster story. I love this show. As a Batman story, it was lacking. And because the connective tissue was not there. Like,
okay, so what was it lacking?
Gordon, at a minimum, Officer Gordon should have been in this. Okay, he did not leave Gotham. All right, so as they're dealing with the aftermath of the Riddler, which again was not even mentioned, but like. Gordon, I'm not saying he led the whole investigation. It's not what I'm saying, but to acknowledge him and should have been there. Batman also didn't leave the city. In fact, when I watched the Batman movie again today, I remembered he actually drove back to Gotham when Selena Kyle was like, we can just take a road trip and just be together. He's like, I belong to Gotham. I'm for the streets. And I'm like, so where the fuck is Batman? Like, I'm like, but like, no, he can't be in it. I get it. But you don't see Oz going, hey guys, between the Falcons and the Maronis, look out for the guy look out for vengeance, because that's what they called him. Look out for vengeance. Because last time I saw him, he whooped my ass, tied me up with Gordon, and they were interrogating me. So they're both a problem. None of this is mentioned until the last episode. They showed the light, and I'm like, what? And I'm like,
but let me address that. They said, like the behind the scenes stuff said they showed like everything. Like below the skyline, and they showed stuff like underground on purpose to show like the rise that the Penguin took, and then that's why you see the bat signal at the end when he's like in the penthouse. But it's supposed to be like the bat signal was up like every night, and they've been calling Batman, and it's been months, and he's just not answering.
So again, Gordon runs the bat signal. So like again, I'm not saying Batman should have been in it. I understand this is Penguin's story. All right. I'm saying acknowledge Mr. Vengeance. Acknowledge that he whooped my ass and I'm worried about him. Just acknowledge him. Acknowledge Gordon. Acknowledge him. So because but again, as a Sopranos, this is awesome. This is I'm not taking away from the crime story. I'm saying if you're trying to say this is the Batman part A, I'm like, no, there's two key characters that you're missing.
I feel like this was great. Not even bringing up the names of Gordon, Harvey Dent. It was great not bringing up any of these characters because, matter of fact, here's the deal with me. I forgot that I was even watching a comic book movie. You know when I remember when it was a comic book movie? When all of a sudden Selene Kyle's name was brought up. I was like, oh yeah, that was on purpose. Don't be bringing up no Gordon. Don't put me out of the moment. You know what I mean? Because that will put me out of the moment. You know what I mean? I'm watching Sopranos. I'm not watching Sopranos made in a comic book. You know what I mean?
It doesn't need to be the comic book, Chris. That's my point. The story it's not a comic book story. You don't need that hype to try to pull people into it. It could have been mob stories still work. This could have been a mob story, and people would have loved it. They want a season 2. They want a season 2, and if this was a mob story,
it would have been fine. Are they doing season 2? They're not doing a season 2.
They're not doing. I'm saying the people want a season 2 because it was so well done. They're not going to do a season 2 because this is a comic book story and they're getting ready for the Batman 2. I'm saying they had the foundation for a great story, is what I'm saying. And this could have been a great mob story and they would have more room to work with, is what I'm saying.
But I'm like, from that perspective, I'm like, I was able and willing to forgive all of the stuff that went wrong with the mob story. Because I was like, how does everybody live? Like the whole Falcone crime family lives in one house. Like the underboss lives there. Like it's just.
Well, we've seen that. I mean, we've seen that in the family business. It's like for some reason we've seen a lot of stories where everybody just lives together. It just makes it easier. It don't make. I don't know. Like we see a lot of powerful families just all live together. Empire. It's just. I don't get it. I've never seen a crime family like an Italian one.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's why. But I was like, it's based off a comic book. I can go with.
Well, I'm sure that's not in the comic book. Wait a minute, it came full circle that Oz choked out Victor because Vic tried to steal Oz's rims. Oz also blamed Vic for Sophia kidnapping Francis, which should have been explained. Plus, Vic were getting close to Francis and Oz. So these are. Maybe the last part, but again, I think that would have been part of the choking conversation. Like he clearly stated his intentions. I can't be the top dog if I got someone that they could hurt, and so it's like I love you enough to kill you type of thing. But I hear your points, DeMarcus. But these are all good things that he could have talked about as he was choking the boy out. 1,000 better than Power Book 2. That's not a very hard bar, but I hear you. I feel. Anyway, same way I say Power Book. If we're gonna do this, same way I say Power Book 3. If Power Book 3 was its own story, it would have been awesome, and they got room to grow. That's what I'm saying. But once you put it to something else, like you're kind of limiting. This was better, of course. Yeah, it's better than Tommy, of course. That goes without saying, because I was like, damn it. Like every episode, I was like, damn, these writers are really fucking up Tommy. Like I felt really bad for Joseph Sikora. Like he's definitely on the wrong show. At this point. Johnny, thank you for that. Forrest is looking worse each day. In hindsight, damn. If Forrest was like Penguin, it would be on till 6 seasons. See, thank you. Like it had the writing. Like this could go a good 5 seasons. This could have went a good 5 seasons. Every season they got a new gangster. They kill just like Sopranos, just like Boardwalk Empire, and then Breaking Bad. We've seen this before. Snowfall, we've done this before. But I'm saying it was. But all the makeup though, that's a lot. I understand no actor wants to go through that shit like every year. Like that was a whole lot.
Who got the idea and said, Colin Farrell, you should look like this, and like put all that together as opposed to just. I
thought I read somewhere he was going for like a different villain, because there was rumors that they were going for different villains initially. Like they had like Clayface. They were trying to do Clayface, and potentially Killer Croc, and he was going for a different character. And then I'm assuming, now this part I don't know, but I'm assuming like they probably saw him, was like, like, can you do a New York accent real quick? Or you know what I mean? Or something, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. You're not going to find, I don't know where they found that kid that looked just like Penguin, but no, he really did. And he was great. He was a great actor. Good. But I guess
so good. I loved his entire monologue.
He did, but they probably had difficult time probably finding like an adult that looked like them. Yeah. I guess the closest is probably like the dude from Gotham, from the show Gotham, who kind of had the nose, you know what I mean? But he was like a really skinny dude, so he was a little bit kind of out there or whatever. I guess maybe someone like that, but they probably were just like, you know what, we got the money, like we're someone who prosthetics, and
but people try to compare people like. Danny DeVito did a great Penguin for that type of Batman story. That type of Batman story. Yep. This is you can't compare it to. This is a different type of Penguin for a different type of world.
Right. It's like kind of trying to say Jack Nicholson compared to Heath Ledger. You can't.
You can't.
They're two different ones.
These are two different ones. Like Jack Nicholson was very much a comic book type type of Joker, and like Heath Ledger was like a real world joke, like that type of Joker. So like these are two great characters. Looking at two great actors, looking at it, and both of them had to go through a lot of makeup to make it happen. To your point, Gotham again. As much as I was like, I ain't watching that shit, but I mean, they're like,
I watched the whole thing.
I did too. You know,
I was like,
yeah.
I
Jada Pinkett's character was a little bit annoying, I thought at first. You know what I mean? Which is kind of Jada Pinkett's character.
Oh yeah.
Which in hindsight, I'm like, damn, was that like basically like trying to foreshadow her real life issues? You know?
You know what? You know what's ironic? She's the only reason I wanted to watch it. Because I was like, this ain't Penguin. I was like, none of you mean shit. Because
she was only name recognition. She was the only one that had name recognition.
Had name recognition, right? But I was like, I think someone said it too. If young Agent Gordon can keep these Batman villains at bay, you don't need Batman. Like I was like, this means nothing. And I was like, all these people were coming up. It was like Boardwalk Empire. It's like, how did Al Capone become Al Capone? It's like, what's the origin story of all these big known like mobsters, right? And like that's what that. But you could do a show without Batman. That was successful. That went a few seasons. But it was still grounded. It was there. You go. Gotham was far more grounded into the Batman world than the Penguin. But Penguin is a better show.
Say that line again. Say that one more time.
Gotham was more grounded into the Batman world than Penguin was.
Oh, you mean like more embedded. Okay, when you say grounded.
I agree with that. I do.
That's what I'm saying. Like and you didn't need Batman. You saw Bruce as a kid like twice a season or some shit. But Gordon was there doing Gordon shit because he's Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Like of course he's gonna be, but like the villains were still, and it was more than one. So I'm like, it can be done. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? But like, get great mob story. This is a great mob story. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm not taking it through. I'm just saying it can be done, and you don't need Batman.
But then the problem with Gotham was, but Gotham wound up turning very hokey, and that was the spelling of the end for that. You know, once they started bringing in Solomon Grundy and stuff, they did too much. They made the Riddler too much. Like he was too out there or whatever. You know, it was just too much. I mean, I feel like if you do the villains, maybe two at most. You know what I mean? Penguin and maybe Scarecrow or Harvey Dent. Yeah. Harvey Dent, you could probably fit Harvey Dent in probably anything or whatever. But if you have them and then all of a sudden you throw in like a Killer Croc or you know what I mean? Like, or you choose a Joker or something, you know.
Harvey did have mental issues. So again, you could do the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing, which is how he started off anyway before he got scarred. You know what I'm saying? So you could easily, but my point is, I'm just saying again, you can do a Batman series without Batman, but still grounded in the lore. That's what I'm saying. And with the people that you would think would be there. That's all I'm saying. Selena Kyle and Julian Rush will get Sophia out of Arkham prison. I can see Sophia smoking Eve now. I don't see why though. Like Eve did what she said she was going to do. She gave her a shot and then she just missed her shot. I mean, she shot her shot, if you will. That's the other cartoonish. You got Penguin in a chair with a gun to his head. And he busts out like the Incredible Hulk because his mom got hurt. He's like, and then he's able to run away from you with a fucked up foot and his mama on his shoulder, and no one could hit him.
And he was stabbed by his mama with a bottle.
And he was kiss my ass. I was like, this is where cartoon life kicked in. I'm like, this don't make any kind of sense. I was like, no. By himself, no assistance, just him, his gun, and his mama. I did find it interesting though that the two of the villains in the show, like something I do find it that both the Penguin and both the Hangman did not want to be called that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because like even from what I remember from Sophia Carmine, like the whole Falcone thing, like even in the comic book, she even called herself like, I am the Hangman. You know what I mean? Like. You know, and this one she's like, don't call me that. And I was like, oh snap, that's different. Like, because she coined herself that.
So in the comic, was she really the murderer? Because in this, she was framed for it. That's the other thing. I mean, she was always overlooked from her father. That part was true. The whole thing with the mother, I like what they did with changing the whole thing about like her finding her mother hung.
and then everything else. That's why it was like, no, that part was made up. No, she actually hung people. She actually like that's why they call her the hangman.
Well, I'm
And so
saying
they changed that.
the difference is she actually committed the crimes in the original version. In this one, she was framed for it. Her dad was doing the killing.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying, it's not the same thing. Penguin was Penguin. It's just that he didn't
I understand, but I guess to your point though, all right. When people make fun of you long enough, right, and then you wind up turning into that
yeah,
and that's what's happened. That's what I feel like is going to happen to Sophia. Like, you know what I mean? When she went to Arkham or whatnot, and then like what she did to that girl's face or whatnot, she's like, all right, fine, I am that crazy woman that you think I am. I guess I am the hangman after all. Same thing with the Penguin. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, okay, I guess I'm that ruthless freak that you guys used to bully me for after all. You know, so it's like one thing where they just embrace it. They just embrace it. Yeah.
I thought, to your point, Chris, that's what I thought was going to happen to Sophia. That she would, like, when she killed old boy at the table, I'm like, that was hard. Like, I saw it come, but that was hardcore. But again, they wanted her to be sympathetic, right? Like, she should have cut off mom's finger. Like, there's other things she could have did. She could have hung mom and been like, dang. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, to your point, to be like, be the hangman. Like, she never actually embraced that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was going to happen. I thought, who's your favorite character? It was a great cast. I feel like I would just say Penguin because I saw him the most. But I mean, it was a great cast as overall. But do y'all have a different character? Any character really stuck out to you besides Colin Farrell?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the two people they showed the most, him and Victor. I guess really, you know what I mean. Obviously, a lot of times we saw it through his lens and through Victor's lens at times. So, I would say Victor because he was the character that should not even really be in Gotham. I mean, yes, he was like taking someone's rims or whatever, but I was like, okay, but he just lost his family. You know what I mean? He lost his family. Yeah. He had no money, so he wasn't doing what the big time villains of Gotham are doing. You know what I mean? He was just some kid who just kind of lost his way because his entire family's just been wiped out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I and Victor, and then the funny thing is, I felt just like him in the sense of like he was kind of, you saw him, the wheels turning, like, can I trust him? Can't I? You know what I mean? Like, this guy's an old school, he's a villain. He's he's killed people. You know what I mean? But he's offering me all this money. Now, if I'm nice to me, maybe he won't kill me. You know what I mean? And all that. So I think about it, I would say Victor. I mean, Colin Farrell, as far as the actor goes, obviously he's the best actor of in the entire series. But as far as character goes, I gotta say Victor.
I say Sophia.
Yeah, she was. She was awesome and compelling, and she was vulnerable, like she was vicious. You know what I'm saying? And you understood how she got to both, like like how she was a victim of her circumstance, but she overcame it.
Yeah.
So Kim, what did you think about her odd relationship with Julian? Where she's like, sit down, let me beat you and fuck you. I'm like, there's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot of things going on.
That was part of her. When she went through her psychologically, can we agree that she went through a lot?
Of course.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that when she tied him to the chair, right? And whatever was happening, right? I felt it was like I felt like she wanted that, but she just didn't want him to touch her, right? Because she had been touched a lot, when they're actually not executed.
Yeah, she was being all constantly frisked and yeah. She was being violated on a regular basis.
Checked her body cavity. Then they're actually shocking her continuously, and he's standing in the room letting these people do this. And so she was like, I am attracted to you and I do need it, but I don't want you to touch me. You've touched me. You know what I mean? You touched me enough. So yeah, that's what I felt about that.
Yeah.
To the point of showing Arkham, right? And I'm assuming that's where she was. Like she was in Arkham, right?
She was in Arkham. Yeah.
I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear a laugh.
You wanted to hear a laugh?
No, Harley. I wanted to hear Harley just to be like she's on staff. Like I thought like you don't have to, but like because we've already established, for better or worse, Joker exists and he's in Arkham. Okay, so like, so I'm like, if they hear like the Harley Quinn is working there, that's it. Just to be like, oh, okay. So you get an idea of like, again, we got future movies coming. So I was like, oh, okay. So now we don't have to see her just to be like Harley Quinn. Okay, so Harley Quinn's in the universe. They acknowledge it, and she's working there. I thought we
feel
were
like that
gonna
would be
get that.
distracting even if you show her for a second, because then now every episode people are like, are they going to show her again? Like, where are we going with that? And then people be like, they didn't touch base with that. Like, where it happens to her character. I think anytime you have like even and I even felt, because at one point I thought he was going to meet even with Harvey Dent, and I was glad they didn't, because in
Nah.
the Harvey Dent then I know in my head I'm going to think like, how come I didn't see, like, are they going to show some signs of him kind of being a little bit out of it? You know what I mean? Is he going to have a coin in his hand? Like, all of these questions that should not be in a show about the Penguin. You know what I mean? And I feel like that can distract people, even if you do show something just for a split second. But I gotta tell you, what's her homegirl who wrote this show? Yo, let me first say this. Yo, shout out to the women out there. And what I mean by that is, it is not too often that you see a network being so bold to allow a female to begin to write a crime drama like a show like this, and to see her, I forgot her name or whatever, but to see her like even like see stuff after the show and see like the choices she made, I was like, holy shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, no one, like, they're not hearing anyone else saying like, oh, a woman can't do this, you know what I mean, or can't write a show that, like, you know, like the only show or movie that a woman can do is like has to deal with like romance, whatever. No, like, this should be proof, you know, that you can have a woman and director, like, 'cause they even had the last episode it wasn't the same lady, but it was a different lady who directed that episode. Like, you know,
So
yeah, everyone needs to shut their mouths now. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Well, let's go down this road. I would say that this was a movie featuring a woman character where her gender was not the storyline, right? Like, it wasn't necessarily like, I'm a woman, hear me roar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was a character who went through some shit and became a villain and a sympathetic one, and then she was just a person, right? And it wasn't a constant throwing in your face like with Captain Marvel and some other shit we watched. Like it can be done. You can show a woman and being strong, being vulnerable, all at the same time.
Yeah, and you're right, because that's a stereotype. When anytime someone sees that there's a show that's written by a woman or directed a woman, immediately people's eyes start to roll, because like, oh god, here we go, it's gonna be super woke or whatever. And no, like, that is not true. Like if you see movies like The Hurt Locker, you know what I mean? People forget that was written and directed by a woman. You know, one best movie or whatever. Be like, nah, you know, it can be done, guys. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? Don't all have to be all men or white men or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's some diversity of people who can actually write legit shows and movies. You know, and they don't all have to be romantic comedies. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? So I thought this was a great showing. And to your point, like you said, they didn't just, like, it wasn't banged in your head or anything like that. They didn't even try to always bring up like, oh yeah, it's like woman. I didn't even hear like the press even bring up like, oh, woman writer or whatever, because that wasn't what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? That's not, you know, and I commend them for that. You know what I mean? And I commend her for her, like her and the different directors they have for the different episodes, because they blew the shit out of the park. You know what I mean? This is awesome. So,
speaking of backstories within backstories, so I like Victor's backstory. Sophia is a great character also. So Kim, we got Sophia was an awesome character, which is why both of them deserve top billing, because it was like, and like, I like how it started with two families and it ended with them two, right? Like, in the end, right, it was Sophia versus Oz, right? And that's what it was all about. Like, and they got it back down to those two characters, and I thought that was cool. Victor's backstory was important because they showed you that what Riddler did impacted small people, right? Like, and that's important, because in the Batman, which I thought was ironic, like, the Riddler was upset that the downfall of Gotham, somehow the only orphan people cared about was the rich one, Bruce Wayne. And then at the end of the Batman, who mattered was the rich son of the dead mayor. And I'm like, what about the regular people? Like Victor is the regular guy, and how his whole family was wiped out. And it showed you like how the impact at that level. So I liked his backstory, and it showed you who he was. Ra's al Ghul is very sympathetic because he has a deep code of honor. I think I just think the Ra's al Ghul. I don't think they could do an episode like this. And like, does he have a mama? You always got to have a mama. Mama's important. Oz is a snitch. Oz is whatever he needs to be get from point A to point B.
Wasn't that character in Gotham? That character was in Gotham.
Who?
I don't remember. I didn't watch
which character? Which character?
Ra's al Ghul. Was Ra's al Ghul in Gotham?
Yeah. He was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, his daughter was in. His daughter was in Gotham. Was he in it though? I don't think.
Yeah, they showed him too.
Really?
I know his daughter was in it. I could have sworn they did flashbacks of him too.
Okay. Yeah, I stopped watching Jada Pinkett.
Oh, David, why did David? I got to call you out on something else. Why? How come you didn't bring up the fact that there was no fault? How come? Because he's white. You didn't bring up the fact he had no dad.
Okay, Chris.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Interesting take. Interesting. You ain't said. We went on for what? Let's see, an hour and 10 minutes. You haven't said anything like, "Where's his daddy?" But let him be black. Let him be black.
No. Wait. I hear you. And I thought Rex was going to be his daddy. Like, that was like, I thought he was going to be like, and when he wasn't the dad, I was like, who the fuck is his dad? Like, I asked myself the question. Where's his daddy? Because Mama looked like she was just giving it up. See, I thought it was going to be him. And like, he was all three of their daddies. And then he killed his two sons. So that's why he was going to kill him. Kim, also to your point, we never found out why Mama changed her mind. She took this little boy out on a date for his last day on Earth. Like,
it was
I'm gonna say it was. I believe that when he gave her that long speech, it touched her heart, and she decided not to do that to him. Because it was, I thought it was a sincere speech to basically how much he loved his mother, and so she was like, I can't do it. But it doesn't mean that she forgave him for what he did.
But
he's a great he's a sweet talker. That's what the Penguin is, and that's how the Penguin became mayor at one point, because he was able to convince people. Like, he was able to say things like, "Oh, I can give you everything," or whatever. These guys are like, they don't love you here in Gotham. Like, he's like, I represent you. Think of how many times he got himself out of trouble in these 8 episodes, right? How he was able to talk himself out of it. How he was able to go into prison, convince Falcone, right? Like, hey, look. This is what they did, you know.
No, it wasn't Falcone. It was Moreno.
Yeah, about the Falcones, I meant. But convince both families that each other family. He was able to convince everybody this. He was able to even convince someone of higher power to turn on the lights.
The lights, like
that's how much he is great with his voice. He is great.
Yes.
So it started with that moment when he was with his mother, and essentially he didn't realize it at the time, but he talked himself out of getting himself killed.
Yeah.
So if they went that far, they should have showed like, hey, and she's like, it's like, I'm taking my son home, like to acknowledge like that was the moment, like it just be like, hey, I'm taking my son.
And I also had a question. Okay, so with Rex, right? So I was looking at Rex and I was looking at the Penguin when he was a child, and I was like, is Rex that his child?
That's
because the other two, they had like the red hair like their mom, right?
Yeah.
But they looked so different. And I know these are actors, I know that. But it just seemed to me that they did it on purpose, right? That those two looked way different than Penguin, right?
Than Penguin. So
I'm like, if that's the case, then that would make the start of the episode, the start of the series, even more impactful, because it was like when Alberto was shitting on Rex and was like, you think I don't want to be like that, or you think you want to be like that? Yeah. And you know, and then him also insulting or laughing at him is why he got killed.
So to your, I thought, again, as Chris asked me, I thought that was going to be his dad, and then I thought that he was all three of their dads. You know what I'm saying? But I think casting wise, they wanted to separate Oz from the two brothers so you can easily recognize him, and then he looks more like his adult self. So I think that was a casting choice, you know, out of that. But but it would have been more impactful if that was, you know, that was his son, you know what I'm saying? And even then, again, like, hey, no, don't kill him. Why not? Because his whole speech about you take young boys who are vulnerable, you use that, and that's how I create my army, like that kind of thing. It made it seem like there was some kind of family connection there, and then I never went anywhere, and we still don't know who his dad is. Sal Maroni would have smoked Francis with the quickness oh yeah, absolutely. I love how he died. I love like to show the weasel that Oz is. This old man died of a heart attack, and Oz is like, "I beat you."
Yeah,
I was like, hilarious. Because he's gonna tell that story like, I beat this man to death and I killed him.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. Yeah, because he's gonna make it. He's gonna make up what he's gonna fake whatever happened and make up something in his own mind in order for everyone else to fear him. Essentially.
When he put the pinky ring on, I was like, wow, here we go.
He robbed Victor he robbed the man that had a heart attack and then shot a dead. But to our points, he should have did that. Part of his rally speech of your underlings take over your boss, right, and we'll become something. We should have sold him like how he made up that story. Like that would have been good to be like, oh, you're just lying about this shit. So are y'all ready for all the Queen's men on the yes. we are switching subjects. Yes. Like yes, we're looking forward to Madam and crew coming back. Cross is we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, girl. You're doing too much. You're doing too but we will get into Mr. Cross tomorrow. Detective Davis? I don't know where we're going with that. Y'all gonna all right, DeMarcus. Review is a strong word. We will discuss Alex Cross and Negro Detective to tomorrow. We're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm a James Patterson fan. I love those books, so I took it very personally. But we'll discuss Alex Cross tomorrow.
But isn't James Patterson involved in the whole series?
He's not.
He's not.
Like he
look that up.
What is up with you thinking?
Because of what you saw, or do you know that for a fact?
To your point, we will look into it. He acknowledged that based on his characters, but what I saw, if he allowed this to happen to his characters, then fuck James too. But again, that's a video for tomorrow. That's a video.
Yeah, but that's no different from Stephen King being involved in stuff that was not good. These guys are in their 80s, okay? Like they don't know they just try and keep their legacy alive at this point.
I get so I can't speak to Stephen King. James Patterson is going strong with Alex, and his books are still good and they're still solid. Like those stories are solid. And I'm like, so anyway, that's a video for another day. But yes, we're doing Alex Cross tomorrow, and we're doing From tomorrow. We'll see which one is worth more talking about.
Alex Cross will be more worth talking about than From. I'll make that bold prediction already, because I was gonna say I can see some highlights with Alex Cross, but From, oh my god.
I was like those first couple episodes were hurting me.
From got this penultimate episode this week, so I guarantee you From is going to be better than Cross.
Hold up, but again,
From won't answer nothing, Jamani. From won't answer nothing.
We are doing different reviews.
We found out who threw the rope down.
I was like, again, we're doing different things. Okay, we're gonna do a whole series versus one episode. let's not get confused. Get him, Chris. I was like, look, hey, we know that. But we will talk about Mr. Cross. He's a good looking man.
Something about SJ. Okay, SJ Smith. That I don't think that us doing that is like necessary. Because in my opinion, the show is just basically the documentary, and they've had several documentaries about Aaron Hernandez. I just don't.
Is that the Ryan Murphy version? I'm assuming.
This is a new one.
Like I've seen people like I saw the documentary.
It's FX and Ryan Murphy. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's it's that it's FX. It's I thought it was Netflix. I can't get. I thought
it might be both.
I think there's a Netflix version, and I think there's a
Netflix one. No, there's a Netflix one, but there isn't a Netflix one. There's a
no, there was a Netflix. It was a Netflix documentary.
There's a documentary, right? But then, but on Hulu we got the show by Ryan
Murphy.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy. Yeah.
Ryan Murphy. Yeah. And it's about Aaron Hernandez. But in my opinion, I started watching it and I was like, they're not telling me anything different than what I saw in the documentary. We already know he was like gay and he was trying to cover it up. We know that he has a little girl. We know he has a wife, and we know why he killed himself. Basically, was for the insurance money, but it backfired on him after he died because she never got the money for her or the daughter.
Well,
Yeah,
so
and then
the entire series for you guys.
His conviction for killing Odin was actually first it was overturned, and then they put it back.
I want to see the Young Thug documentary. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Young Thug series of how he was able to get out of that. That's the series I want to see. If you watch some of the court cases of Young Thug, it went on for so long. It's so entertaining.
It is still going on. It is technically still.
Well, technically with the other, but no one cares about those other guys. Like
his brother.
I'm very much still invested in it. I've been watching this every evening or afternoon for the past year.
How many judges have they had now?
I don't know what to do with my life when this trial is over with.
Yeah, that's how I feel after the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I was like, what do I do now? It's over. I don't know what to do now.
What do we do now? I was like, so Detective Dave. I don't know. Oh, that's what she's talking about. Anyway, okay, we are getting off track. Oh, there you go. I'm ready for all the Queen's Men. Team Detective Davis. Got it. They're talking to each other. I was like, what? Who?
I thought they were calling you Davis.
Me too. I thought they were talking shit about me. He's talking with the black woman, Detective Davis. Okay. We all discussed. Yeah. No. We're gonna discuss. That's why we're gonna discuss the whole series. So I'm powering through, if you will. I'm powering through these 8 episodes. So we're gonna discuss the whole.
I don't know how. I'm gonna be honest, man. Just being a DC native, I don't know how many scenes I gotta see of them eating a Ben's chili bowl, bro. Okay, it's excessive. It's excessive. Nobody goes to Ben's chili bowl like that. You go to Ben's chili bowl maybe once a month, maybe. Not even that much. That food is reckless. That food is reckless. Okay, and if you go more than once every couple of months, then you just like reckless.
You'll be in the hospital. You will die. You will die.
Yeah.
Like that's like
man. The dude, I was like, it's like this don't make no sense. Both Alex and John, they both super fit, and they go to Ben's chili bowl. How Sway?
That's not possible.
That's not possible. They're not gonna play.
Well, if people work out, they can eat junk food, right? Because they work out, right?
Bro, are they working out for 10 hours?
They act like they go once a week, if not every other day. They're like
Kim, watch it. Watch the show. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's no way. They go to.
There's no way. They are there every other day.
All the time.
They're there over there.
That's like Friends where they meet in that coffee spot. It's like that. That's how often they go to Ben's chili bowl.
It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. Like I don't know when and Nana Mama cooks because she's supposed to be cook. That's her anyway. We will do Alex Cross all the episodes tomorrow. Black Lives Matter, serial killers. We're gonna do all that shit. It's a lot of things going on. We will do that. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap this thing up because I don't want to do this anymore. But it's a great show. Anyway, like I said, I thought crime drama. They easily could have took this story and made a multi-season crime drama series that would have been awesome. And to see the journey of Oz, his rise and ultimate fall, I would imagine, would have been an awesome journey. And if this was a movie, to me, this would have been Goodfellas. Like this would have been an easy Goodfellas type of movie that they easily could have did. And that would have been awesome. And I would have watched it myself. But anyway, let's do Chris. Any final words for Mr. Bird?
Yeah. Once again, HBO is winning right now. For HBO original content, I don't count that Salem Slot thing because HBO didn't do it. Okay, they just showed it, But Colin Farrell, man, I'll be shocked if his name isn't mentioned for some sort of Emmy or Golden Globe. As well as the makeup artists for it, and writer too, right? Yeah, I feel like they're gonna be nominated for quite a few different awards this award season. I feel, you know what I mean, well deserved too. But yeah, I personally hope there's not a second season. It was just supposed to give you like how he got up to the top. We got that. Now let's put him in Batman 2, the movie or whatever, and then that's it. We don't, just because we love something so great does not necessarily need a second season. That's how stuff gets ruined. You know what I mean? So it ended very high. It should have been like MJ when he left the Bulls. Just go into retirement. Don't come back to Washington. You good. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, yeah. Not sure if I'll be around tomorrow, but y'all could probably already heard some quips I already had said about Alex Cross. So in case I don't see y'all tomorrow, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And what the hell was that with the whole Mike Tyson fight? That was some bullshit. Sorry, I just had to throw that in.
Thank you, Chris, for that. Jamani, please. Final words, please. What you got?
Yeah. So we got 10 months until the Emmys, roughly. So I'm like, he's Colin Farrell's top contender. So it's more or less like everybody else better bring their A game and see who's gonna take that away from him, because he pretty much already has it. And yeah, Eve, the actress who played her, was in Your Honor, and that was supposed to be a 1 season type of thing, and people loved it so much that they brought it back for a 2nd season. Hopefully they don't do that with this.
Oh, that's a good point, Jamani. Very good. Very good. That's true.
So like, comment, subscribe, watch The Penguin, watch From, and see you guys tomorrow.
Watch Alex Cross.
No. You can, like, it's already on, like, you can watch it from home, but no, you need to. I don't even know what's below getting it from home, and they just put all the episodes out. They said, we know you're not coming back week to week. Just
that's it. Tomorrow, Jamani. Hold that. Put a pin in that, as they say. Excellent point. And
they did bring back Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so.
But also that's a different.
And Harlem.
Damn it! Like
season 3.
Oh no. So to her point, Alex Cross already got a season 2, so don't even worry about that.
Really? Okay.
They approved season 2 before season 1 was out.
Wow.
So it's all. That's why they said this season. So like it's already a season 2. They committed like the Lord of the Rings prequel. They committed to 5 seasons of that. I mean, so Bezos got the money. You know what I'm saying? But they need to work on that writing. Anyway, we'll do this tomorrow. Thanks, Jamani. Boop. Kim, any final words, please?
No, I say watch. Please watch. The Penguin is a masterpiece. And Colin Farrell did his thing, and I enjoyed this very thoroughly, through and through, beginning to end. So I suggest anyone and everyone watch. Also, thank you, chat, so much for joining the conversation. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. We are trying to reach 500 views per video. So if you share the video, we'll be able to reach that goal. We're also trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by December 15th. So by sharing the video, also liking the video, we'll be able to reach that goal. So thank you very much. We will be back tomorrow with some awesome videos and some great discussions. So thank you again. Bye.
Thanks, Kim. I'll say what I said. This show goes up there with The Sopranos. It goes up there with Boardwalk Empire. HBO did it again. As Chris is quite fond of saying, they make the Emmys, they make the Golden Globes. Like, this will be up there. There's no doubt in my mind. And they deserve every award they get nominated for. It's an awesome show. And I'm interested to see where the characters go in the movies. And so stick with us tomorrow. Again, we're gonna do Alex Cross first. We're gonna do Alex Cross at 5:00. All 8 episodes, or at least as many as I can stomach. And then we're going to do From. Jamani's waving. Is that bye or is it... what Jamani?
Reasonable Doubt. I thought we were doing Reasonable Doubt too.
Oh, that's right. My fault. Okay, so thank you. So we're gonna do a video acknowledging that I was wrong and that for some reason niggas keep winning. So Reasonable Doubt is coming back for a season 3. We will acknowledge this travesty. There's a lot of things going on in the world that shouldn't be happening. This is one of them. We will talk about that silly shit at 4:00. It won't take that long. And then we will move on to much better shows, Alex Cross and From. But thank you, Jamani. You're right. We'll be doing that. But anyway, guys, enjoy our exits. And It was barely no sex scenes in the. I did not want to see Penguin have sex, so that's all positives because in that suit is not something I wanted to see. Absolutely not. To that point, I thought Sophia and Julian was gonna get in a couple more times, like, oh, whatever, like that didn't happen. Which is okay. This is a comic book show. I ain't trying to see draws. I'm not coming here for draws. But anyway, come on, DeMarcus. There's a place where we have sex. HBO is known for sex scenes. I don't know where I'm going with this. Goodbye. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy The View very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Go ahead.
Oh shit! Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.